Time to check in again with Niagara Falls Mayor Jim Diodati via Skype. Good morning, Mayor.
Morning. How you doing, Bob?
Good to see you. From an extra squeaky clean Niagara Falls, you had the community sweep program this past weekend. How was the turnout for that?
Oh, it was fantastic. We didn't have a gathering like we normally do, but we have groups that go to different parks, trails, areas of the city where they pick up garbage, and they try to keep the city clean. They're a bunch of volunteers, and we're really grateful that they take time out of their schedule to do that to keep our city squeaky clean.
Yes, it was a great program. You do that a couple times a year, right?
We do. Yeah, we try to do that in the fall. We try to do it in the spring. And it's just it's not just a cleanup, and we do get a lot of garbage, but it's also an awareness campaign. So people get in the habit of when you see something, pick it up. Now, today we tell people make sure you got gloves on when you pick something up, but just the same, we try to keep the city clean.
Speaking of garbage, we know it's a regional matter, but of course, big changes in Niagara with the garbage collection.
That's a good segue, Bob. That was
thank you. Anyways, so what's the reaction to the changes?
So we've gone with, well, thank you, and we've gone here in the region with a new provider for our recycling and for our waste. The biggest, and it started this week, it started yesterday, and the biggest change, recycling will be every week as it usually is.
And composting.
And composting, thank you for that, in your green bins. But the big change will be garbage, where the way it's been, you had one bag per week. It'll now be 2 bags every other week. So you'll put your garbage out every other week, and we're encouraging people, download the app. There's a free app, a Niagara Regional Waste app. You can download to your smartphone. It'll give you prompts to remind you to put the recycling and the garbage out. It'll give you a little prompt if inclement weather has caused delays. There's the app there on the screen. It'll let you know if maybe the truck broke down. So it'll give you these kind of prompts, help you stay in touch with our providers so that it'll be hopefully a smooth service and a smooth transition.
Yeah, that's great. All right, let's get to COVID-19. We've had so many stories about establishments looking to block visitors from hot spots. Niagara Falls is certainly an exception, though, because, I mean, you're such a magnet for out-of-town visitors. And are you seeing any uptick from out-of-town visitors?
I'd say no more than normal. The summer obviously was our very busy time, and now we're in what's called the shoulder season in the fall, where it's not so busy. But I got to tell you, we've got that program still in place, safetoplay.ca and safetostay.ca, where we've got very strong, rigid protocols in place. And I think it was obvious in our numbers this summer. Our numbers were right middle of the pack with the rest of the region. Very low, very safe for our employees, for our guests, and for our community. So we're going to stick to this protocol because until this is over, we want to make sure we're doing everything that we can do so that you can have fun, but you can do it in a safe way. And that's what we're pretty proud of.
Yeah, speaking of fun, Halloween's sneaking up, and Niagara Falls outside of stage 2. So I mean, you have guidance now regarding trick or treating and best practices, and the modified stage 2 areas. They're saying trick or treating is a no-go. What's your comfort level for Niagara Falls?
Well, we're going to go ahead and do it. And we like the advice from Dr. Tam, our federal public health official. And she said it's safe to have Halloween, just have good protocol. So, and we're told that it's safer outside than it is inside. And if you can go in small groups of just your family or a small cohort, and you can keep physically distanced, wear your mask, and make sure you wash your hands. If you do that, it's going to be safe. And I'm going to make sure I'll be at my door handing out chips with tongs so that everybody knows that it's safe. And we definitely want to encourage people to have fun, but do it in a safe way. I don't think we need to be draconian. We don't need to polarize. Let's just look for the moderate middle ground, and let's make sure that we can do it in a safe way. Use common sense. I mean, if you can have 30 kids in a classroom, surely you can have a handful of kids at your front door with masks getting a bag of chips.
Yeah. By the way, before we go, the drive-through clinics start next week. That's a first for Niagara Falls.
Yeah, so we've got
shot clinics.
Yeah, drive-through flu shot clinic starting next Tuesday, and there on the screen is the times and the dates, and you don't need an appointment. It's rain or shine. You can show up to the Gale Center, which is our 4-pad arena. You can get your shot. And we're trying to do everything we can to be proactive. We've got enough challenges on our hand right now. Let's not make flu another one of them. So we're encouraging people to do the drive-through. And Bob, I got a question for you real quick. Can I ask you a question? So when you're a kid, were you more of a pumpkin kind of kid, or were you more of a pillowcase kind of kid? I'm kind of curious. I think you're.
I'll go pumpkin.
Just want to make sure, Bob. And one last question: Did you ever say, "Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat"? Did you ever say that?
That might have happened once in the 60s. See you Saturday night looking for that bag at the end of the tongue.
I'll be looking for you.
Tongues up. Thank you, Mayor Jim Diodati.